let's talk about the global media moment involving Daniel Bwala's appearance on Al Jazeera with Mehdi Hassan. The interview has sparked debate back home in Nigeria. BKO, in an age where past statements can easily be retrieved online, especially when you make them, maybe
Yes.
for political gains or, let's say generally gainsaying, how risky is it for public officials to deny earlier positions during international interviews as they somewhat evade something like that, back home? And checking online, I think I saw that that video already has over 500,000 views. That's huge.
Yes. He's Daniel Bola himself promoted the interview. He promoted it. He told his followers that this interview was coming. He told me personally that the interview was going to take place. I commend his courage for going before Mehdi Hassan. Mehdi Hassan is one of the best argumentators in the broadcast profession. He's probably the best now on the planet. He does it effectively. He takes complete control of the conversation without necessarily confronting you, without necessarily showing his own preferences or his own bias. And you can see that he was thoroughly prepared for the interview session with Daniel Bola. Many people who work with the president will have resisted the urge to go before Mehdi Hassan, knowing his reputation. Remember, Obi Ezekwesili went before him, and Obi Ezekwesili was demolished because Mehdi tackled her on corruption during the Obasanjo regime, and she could not offer any defense because Mehdi would deny you the chance to even get an effective word in. As you are trying to defend yourself, it comes in with an even more dangerous question. So it's like Daniel Bola walked into a trap. Yes, they had been on it for months, but that time afforded Mehdi Hassan opportunity to prepare. He must have thought, Bola must have thought that it was a chance to promote this government that he serves. But he never got a chance to promote the government because Mehdi took complete control of the conversation, as I said earlier, and he continued to recall statements that Bola had made in the past. He used Bola's words against him. And as Bola said in his reaction to what transpired, he wasn't expecting that they were simply going to focus on what he had said in the past about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But he should have expected that they will bring that up. Because people, even in Nigeria, journalists in Nigeria, have also brought that up. So why would the Mehdi Hassan not bring it up? So not expecting, it was naive on his part to have thought that he was not going to be confronted with statements that he had made in the past about the president. And the data trails that Mehdi unleashed effectively unhinged him. And he literally retracted some of the criticism that he had made in the past. And that is also not tidy enough because he was recorded on camera saying those things. So it's difficult for you to retract what you said and for which you are recorded. But he went on in his defense to say some of the fiercest critics of my interview cannot even stand local TV anchors. I'm prepared to appear before any interview, anywhere in the world, any day, at any time, to defend this government and its policies. Nowhere in our almost 6 months of communication did they mention that they were going to challenge my past. If that had been the plan, I would have been prepared for it. Ethically and professionally, they were supposed to inform me. Half of Donald Trump's cabinet is made up of people who once spoke against him. So, but Mehdi's strategy was clear. We confronted him with some quotes, clips, and statements from his time in the opposition. One viewer on YouTube, on X, said, Mr. Bola is a brilliant man. He is articulate, but he suffered because of his own inconsistency. That's why it's important to make our words against political opponents as soft as possible in case the day comes when we have to eat those words. So some of the things that he has said against the president were very, very damaging, and it was a tough watch for Nigerians. Seeing Mehdi quoting him, especially on the accusation that the president and members of his party set up a militia.
Mhm.
It was a tough watch for Nigerians, especially seeing him battle to defend himself, saying, "Oh, it is your opinion." And Mehdi said, "No, it's your own opinion. It's what you said." And he went ahead to now quote him verbatim. So it was the interview, to many people who have watched it, was one-sided. One-sided because somebody's strategy prevailed while the other person was unable to achieve his aim of using the interview session to promote a government that he has served diligently. Yes, there's no doubt that he has defended this government very well. He speaks very well. He's much better than some of the people who are working for the president. His strengths are apparent. But the big mistake that I believe he made was going before Mehdi Hassan. They should have known that he was not going to come out of that encounter unscathed. Or is it unscathed?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's how people pronounce it, Abi.
You're correct. Unscathed.
He was
Yeah.
bruised. He was bruised.
Yeah.
It was a brutal assault. It was a brutal assault. It was a mental torture even for Nigerians watching. I think that he shouldn't have gone there. They shouldn't have gone there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Because he didn't achieve his aim. He didn't
yeah,
achieve his aim of selling the administration. Mehdi didn't give him a
absolutely.
chance to be able to sell the administration.
Absolutely. Talking about Mehdi Hassan is someone I've followed closely over the years. In fact, back in the day, I've read one of his books, how to win an argument. And he's always winning arguments, before he even became a journalist. He's always debating the best of the best in this world in Cambridge and everywhere. But talking about
Yes.
Boala, supporters argue that politicians evolve in their views over time. Is it unreasonable to expect that a public figure might change their political position, or and then could moment like this actually shape international perceptions about Nigeria's political leadership and governance? Two questions in one, very quickly.
Yes. Yes. And I'm sure a lot of people believe some of what he said in the past that he has now retracted. A lot of people believe him, and they believe that the former administration was as bad as Daniel described it. So whatever he says at this point, many people in the global space would rather believe what he said earlier. Simply saying, oh, it was politics, we are playing politics, this and that, it's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
So it definitely will affect the way our country is perceived. And no matter what he tries to do to punish the image of this administration, he will continue to be haunted by some of the very nasty things that he said about the president. The president has forgiven him. I'm sure the president is happy with him because he defends the government vigorously and brilliantly. But the past is what it is. It is difficult to wipe away the transgressions that he committed by attacking the government as much as he did. It's difficult. It's difficult to forget.
Right.
The internet, as you and I know, the internet never forgets.
Never forgets.
You cannot say whatever you said in the past is immaterial. If you say it's immaterial,
Absolutely.
that is your opinion. So the people want to use what you said in the past against you. It is not immaterial. It is significant, not immaterial. So he's made mistakes in the past. I'm sure that he will learn from his mistake. The interview was for 49 minutes, so but only a fraction of it has been seen by Nigerians. Many Nigerians have seen only a fraction of it.
Absolutely. And unfortunately,
but
that's
I will
going to...
advise him.
Yeah.
I will advise him not to go before that fellow again. It was a rout. It was a rout. I hate to say this. But I don't like how the interview turned out. I don't like it at all. He was not allowed to get his words in. He was not allowed to use the media sound stage to market the administration. Rather, made this strategy effectively derobed the administration.
Well, okay, because of our time, let me quickly take these comments. Halima Mohammed says that interview was intense. Mehdi Hassan is known for asking tough questions, so anyone appearing there must be fully prepared. Tosin Ajayi says, in the internet age, denying past statements is risky. Everything is online now. And Emmanuel Okeke says, BKO, I agree with you. Honestly, social media is exaggerating the whole thing. Politicians can change positions all the time. And Rashida Sulle says, but consistency matters. If you said something before, just own it and explain why your position changed. I don't think Boala ever remember saying that, especially with the fact that he's neck deep into the current administration. So he must have forgotten his popes. Victor Ekanem says Nigerian politicians need better media training before appearing on international platforms. I agree. Zainab Abdullahi, Mahdi Hassan's style can corner anyone. It's not an easy interview for even seasoned politicians. And Gbenga Ojo says this is why political communication matters. One interview can shape global perception about Nigerian politics. Lastly, Abdulrahman Bello says whether you support him or not, one lesson is clear. In today's world, your past statements will always follow you.